In this module, we will be talking about the TOEFL speaking part. So, in this module, we will talk about an introduction that explains what to expect. Then we will talk about the independent part, which is the first question for speaking in detail. Then we will talk about the integrated part, which consists of the other three parts, the other three questions of speaking. Then I'll give you some strategies and preparation. And finally, we will talk about the score guide that is essential for you to know how you'll be scored in the speaking part. Let's get started. Introduction. So in this part, I will talk about the speaking session and what are the most important things you have to know about this session. So in the speaking session, you will have to show how you will speak. They are testing your oral skills to talk about academic topics in English. So let's see in detail how you will be tested here. So this part is divided into two categories: the independent speaking and the integrated speaking part. So let's get started talking a little bit about the independent part of the speaking. In the independent part of the speaking, they will be testing you to speak about something free, something that is related to your everyday life, and you will always have to make a choice. So let's check this in detail here, shall we? The speaking independent part assess your capability to discuss topics that are familiar to you. In the first question, you'll be required always to make a choice between two options. If they ask you to make a choice, you make a choice. Okay, that's very important. Don't stay on the fence. It's very, very difficult when you are like, oh, it depends, this or that. No, they said, what do you prefer? This or that? Choose one of them. All right? And then you will develop an answer regarding this. We'll see this in detail in a minute. And the second one is the integrated speaking that will focus on your ability to synthesize information from various sources. And your response has to be very well organized. Why is it called integrated? It is called integrated because it's integrating more than one skill. So it is integrated reading, listening, and speaking. And listening and speaking. All right. Moving on, we will talk about each type of question and how to go about it. But it's important to know that here it's kind of like a synthesis of the two modules that came before this one. So we had module 1 that was about reading, we had module 2 which was about listening, and now we have this module about speaking. And the abilities you developed before are gonna be used in this module as well. All right, moving on. Here we have an overview of the speaking part and of the times that you will have in the speaking. So let's just take a look real quick here, and then we'll see this in detail. So the independent part is the shortest one. And here you have 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to speak. The integrated one's a bit longer, okay? In the task 2 and 3, that you have to integrate two sources, a reading and a listening, you have a longer time of preparation, 30 seconds each, and 1 minute to speak. In task number 4, since you only have a listening here, you will only have 20 seconds to prepare, but still 1 minute to speak. This time here, guys, knowing this is crucial. Now let's talk about what to expect in the test. Okay, the speaking part is a very specific part, is differently from anything we are used to. Okay, it's different from any other test you ever taken. Why? Because it's recorded in the computer and you are gonna have to record your voice there, you know, so you have a time to start and a time to end, and you're not talking to anybody else. It's not an interview. Okay, so as I mentioned, is just like sending an audio memo to somebody. So if you use WhatsApp and you send a message, it's just like that. So let's go in detail here. What to expect in the test. So during the actual text, you will have a clock on the screen, and this clock will tell you how much preparation time you have and how much preparation time you have left. And how much response time you have. It will be counting until the 60 minutes, 60 seconds, for example. So you will see it counting. And this is the period that you have to speak. But remember that if you continue speaking, they will stop recording you. So you have to pay attention to the time that remains for you to speak, and you have to organize your speech accordingly. It is important to always time yourself when you are preparing, okay? And time yourself accurately. It is always important to time yourself and time yourself accurately when you are preparing. So don't give yourself 10 extra seconds, 5 extra seconds. Also, don't speak less than what you are expected to speak. When you are taking the test, you have to do that. If possible, speak into a microphone and this I know most of the students hate, record your response so you can listen to it later and see what you will need to improve. Okay? So remember that in the test, the evaluation is based on criteria that we will talk about, but it's always a person evaluating you. It's not a computer evaluating you, and I will show you how you will be evaluated by a rater.